Hello everybody, welcome to the video today and thank you very much for joining me. Wherever you're watching around the world or locally, thank you very much for being with me today. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Okay, today at the signal box I've got something really cracking to show you, and I hope that you enjoy this as much as I do unboxing it and showing you. Okay, let's get on with what I'm going to show you today. This just came in the post. It's a Hornby train pack. And what is the Hornby train pack, you ask? Well, on the front we've got a bit of a clue. Great Northeastern Railway. Actually, it's an LNER set. I'll give it away a little bit. You can just make out NER on the front there. It's actually an LNER set, and this is quite a nice one. As you can see, the box isn't in too bad condition. The corner is a little bit raggedy and scuffed, but that's okay. As you can see, it isn't in that bad a condition. But what's more important is what's inside. So if you're going to go and get a cup of tea, coffee or whatever, go and do it now, then come back, sit and relax and enjoy this one. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, welcome back. So we'll take the lid off this and we'll start the unboxing. So this comes off. It says train pack on there. So obviously, just to explain, for those of you that are not familiar with these, Hornby do a matched train pack, which is basically a locomotive and rolling stock that go behind it. It could be a goods set, could be a passenger set, could be an HST. But what normally is the practice is with the train pack, it is as it says on the tin, it's a train pack. So it's a loco and matched wagons or rolling stock to accompany that correct train for that correct period. So let's get the lid off this one and put that carefully to one side and to reveal a nice, reasonably shiny box underneath. Okay, I will stop this again. Apologies, and I'll get this out of the box and show you more what is inside. Okay, so we've got the actual item out of the packaging box, as you can see there. So I'm sure you're all dying to see what's underneath. So let's take this piece of card away. And what have we got? Well, first of all, we have an LNER certificate here to tell us that this is a limited edition set, and out of production run of 2000, out of production of 2000 models, this is number 521. So it's a nice low number, which is great, and it's the Great British Trains collection from Hornby. And this is the silver Jubilee set. This is the R2445 set from Hornby, and this is the LNER A4 class Quicksilver with 2 silver Jubilee coaches and 1 silver Jubilee brake coach. So it's a 3-car set with a loco, and we're going to have a look at this in a little mo and get it out of the box properly on the table so we can see. So there we go. So back in a tick. Okay, I've managed to get everything out of the box, and here we go. Let's just look at this lovely set from Hornby today that I received in the post today. So here we go. Let's just bring it in, and I'll just maneuver it into camera shot like that. It'll come out a second. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? So we'll start from the smoke box end, and as you can see, the paintwork is in good, very good condition, and there's a little bit of dust I can see on the camera there around the headlamp bracket, but again, we can just deal with that. It's only dust. Yeah, it's in very good condition. The paintwork, there's no scuffs on that, no marks or blemishes. It's in very good condition, I think. And number 2510, and there was a number of these silver coloured A4s that Sir Nigel Gresley had built for the Silver Jubilee service. So I'll explain more about that in a minute. So if we look at the front, again, standard Hornby tooling for the A4 Pacifics, and they are a very handsome, very sleek looking thing, aren't they? And if we look on the front there, we've got the nice detail of the rivets there, the lamp iron bracket. Underneath there, we've got a coupling and chain, a vacuum pipe, the separately fitted lamp irons on either side for the headlamps, 3 on the bottom there, 1 on top of the smoke box. and with all the rivet detail, the separately fitted chime whistle, the single blast chimney as compared to the double Carl Chap exhaust on the A4s. This is a single chimney from the top shot there. Very, very lovely design there. And if we look at that side profile there, a little interesting fact here about these A4s. If you notice the little round circle directly underneath where the cylinder pipes are, that little round circle there, if you can make that out on the camera. First of all, let's look at this rivet detail. This is absolutely stunning, isn't it? I can pick out these rivets on my camera, and I hope you can at home. Again, nothing short of standard from Hornby these days with their detail. But if we look at this little bit of detail here, if you could just make out the two arrows left and right, and underneath on the right, my right hand side of the camera, we've got open and the other side is shut. And I'll tell you what that was actually for. That was for, on the front of the boiler, because these were streamlined, in order to access the front of the smoke box, you'd put a special key in and you'd turn it accordingly, and you'd wind it, and it would lift up the inspection hatch on the front it'd lift up this would actually open upwards, and then you could access the smoke box door to clear out all the crap inside and all the necessary inspection and maintenance work. So that was quite nifty, a very, very novel design. If you look at these A4s from that profile shot there, so Nigel Gresley got the idea from the Italian Bugatti cars of the day of the 1930s, that very streamlined, beautiful curved body that slopes downwards towards the cab. It's a fantastic design that works really well in terms of speed. So if we look at this model, we've got all the right riveting detail for the inspection hatches there. In real life, they were all incorporated into the body. So all these cleverly designed hatches were designed to lift up to get to quick maintenance areas on the running road or on shed. So the paintwork continues. Obviously, we've got this beautiful jet black finish on the smoke box end. Then you've got this beautiful silver finish on the actual main boiler body. Separately fitted handrails, steam pipes on the side there, a nice bit of detail there. Obviously the name Quicksilver. This is one of the locos I actually always wanted to own, Quicksilver. It's a lovely loco. Very, very popular also back in the day when Hornby 00 released the A4 Quicksilver in British Railways Green, I think it was. But this is rare to get one in the actual 1935 to 1939 silver that goes with the Express set. So very nice bit of detail there. Looking at the chassis, the actual valancing on there, which is what it's properly called, the valancing that covers all the wheels there, again, there's a lovely amount of rivet detail there that I can pick out with my eye from my camera shot here, and I hope you can at home. The wheels are finished in a lovely silver as well. We'll look at those in a little bit. And then coming on to the cab end, there's this lovely L&ER blue and silver number lettering on the side of the cab there, which is absolutely fantastic. That's lovely. That really is nice. And we've got the Doncaster Works plate directly below that as well. We've got all the washout plugs there on the side. Again, it's in very good condition. The cab glazing is there, it's present. It's very good. If we move up onto the top and look down on it from the above shot there, you can see that the lovely black finish of the silver and the black there, crisply applied. Again, standard Hornby. Those roof vents that you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, they actually individually open. So you can set those by hand and just have them for how you want to have it. If you want to have them set to open or set to close, you can do that. So that's a good little feature. These are the super detailed A4s that are standard these days with Hornby. I remember back in the day owning a Margate Mallard that was just all moulded. You didn't have any of this stuff on there. So again, very nice. You've got the separately fitted brass safety valves on top of the cab there, which is nice. And then if we come back down to sort of cab level, we'll have a look at the cab in a minute. actually what we'll do, we'll just temporarily unhook the tender like that. And then so we can just gently swing the loco around and you can look inside the cab. So the first thing you'll notice is the 2 bucket seats, which was developed by Sir Nigel Gresley on these A4s. Very nice and comfortable for both the driver and fireman. Driver being on the left-hand side, fireman on the right. There's quite a nice amount of detail in there, i.e. all the brass pipe work, the shelf, the gauges, the water glass gauges, pressure gauges, steam chest gauge, everything on there. The regulator handle, the reversing link, everything on there has been picked out separately, which is nice. It's got the full plate on there, which is lovely, between the loco and tender. That big heavy cast iron plate that goes between the loco and tender to stop you falling down the gap into the track while you're moving. That's called the full plate. That's on the model. The only thing that I was very sad to see when I got this model and opened it up today for the first time was, if you noticed on the fireman's side, which is the side here, you've got the door for the foot plate. On this side, it appears to have been snapped off. It's missing. So that's a little bit sad. It's not a great problem, but me being very pedantic that I am, I will have to replace that at some stage and get one to do that. I'm sure I can source one online somewhere. Peter Spares, I think, will do them. If not, I can actually contact Hornby possibly direct and ask them nicely if they've got any. They might sell me some, they might get some. Anyway, that's not a big, massive problem, because it doesn't make that much of a difference. It's just a little bit annoying. But anyway, there we go. So again, other than that, the paintwork is the main thing. I mean, the paint job on this is absolutely in good condition. It's very, very good. Not a blemish or scratch on that. I've seen these on eBay where both the footplate doors are missing. The full plate is not there. There's a bit of scuffs here and there, grime marks on it. And being a silver finish, it's going to show up any kind of dirt or blemishes or scratches straight away. So it's in very, very good condition, and I'm quite happy with that. What I'll do in this video towards the end, I'll show you actually the condition the wheels were in before I actually cleaned them up this morning. They were absolutely horrendous. They were full of crud, which is a bit annoying because the seller said that it was a brand new set, that it had only been test run and then put back in storage. Well, in my opinion, it had more than a test run. They didn't just basically put it on a straight piece of track and go up and down, that's it. No, this had done quite a few hours on someone's layout, which is a bit cheeky, considering the price that I paid for it. I'm not going to reveal how much, but I certainly wouldn't have mentioned that. I would have cleaned the wheels up if I was going to sell it. I would not have sold it in that condition as, hence quote, brand new, because it wasn't brand new, in my opinion. It had been run. And the door's missing, as we just mentioned. But other than that, I'm not really going to be too picky because it's still a lovely thing. And when you'll see the running video of this, the first time I powered it up, having got it out the box today, she did run extremely smoothly and quietly. Very, very good. So the motor and the wheels and linkage and everything mechanically on it was 100% perfect. So you can't grumble at that. Just needed a little bit of TLC. So what I'm going to do now, before we move on to the tender, I'm just going to gently flip it over onto a side and show you the polishing job I've done on my wheels this morning here. As you can see, you don't need to explain nothing. That's how it should look. And that was just half a dozen cotton bud sticks with the thing powered up, and then just gently pressing on the rims with the cotton bud sticks that had been soaked in lighter fluid, and then just buffed over with a track rubber afterwards. And all the wipers and pickups have been clean. The front edges of the wheels, excuse my cotton bug pointing device this morning, but this area here, these are now shiny, but these are actually a little bit darkened and black as well. They just needed a bit of a clean up. Again, the con rods on here, were a little bit dirty, not too much, just a little bit. But again, I brought those up nice and shiny with a little bit of lighter fluid and the cotton bud, quite harmless. And as you can see, all the brake rigging and rods underneath there were all fitted and complete, so you can't grumble at that. That was okay and in good condition. As you can see, overall, she's in nice condition, very good condition, so you can't really grumble at that. So we're just going to put her back on her side like that, and then let's move on to the tender. Now the tender is absolutely beautiful. Look at this tender. This makes up for everything else that I've just said. It's a lovely, lovely, sexy looking tender. And it is literally a sexy looking thing. It's beautiful. Not only is it the nice streamlined proper tender for the A4, it's got the nice profile from the front end of the tender to the back end. It's got removable coal in there. That coal does come out, and you've got the option to replace real coal in there, which I may do, I may not. But it's the lovely tender. It's got the water cap filler on the top there, and also if we look down at it from that shot, you'll notice, if you're not familiar with these Gresley Pacific tenders, so Nigel Gresley done a very famous thing with the Flying Scotsman in 1926, I think he did that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Flying Scotsman became very famous for one thing. Apart from it went really, really fast. The main famous thing about the Flying Scotsman was that Sir Nigel Gresley reintroduced this little design. If you look on top there where the corridor at the back of the tender meets there, the idea was that the footplate crew could walk through that gangway, take a very sharp right, and walk all the way along that separated corridor and come out onto the footplate with that door there on the left hand side of your shot there, and they'd be able to change crews mid-journey without having to stop at somewhere and change over footplate crews. So if you look at the back of the tender, you've got the very characteristic porthole window, which is right above the corridor there, and then you've got this lovely separately fitted handrail detail either side, over the top, and on the back there you've got some nice crisp paintwork detail there on the buffers and the buffer shanks, and then pocket coupling fitted in place there. I love these steps there, they look very nice, and the whole thing is finished rather lovely. There's not much to see underneath, but they're in good condition. There's no damage underneath there. Obviously, I've inspected all that. The wheels are spotlessly clean there. So I'm thinking maybe whoever had this, what they've done, I know exactly what they've done. They've placed the loco itself on what's called a rolling road. A rolling road is basically, it's got a little piece of machinery with some ball bearings and rollers that you connect up to a power source, and basically your loco will statically go round and round and round on test rollers. So you'll be able to power up the loco and see what it does and test out the motor and make sure it moves and everything's working without having to physically connect it up to your layout and running it round physically. I think that's what they've done. They've had it on a rolling road and just basically cranked it up and tested it. I could be wrong, but if someone's had this running around on their layout, I know from experience, the wheels on the tender would definitely be as the same colour as the loco wheels on the drive wheels, because it's travelling as one thing. So that makes more sense that that's why these wheels were dirty, and the tender wheels I haven't even touched because they're spotless. But having said that, it is an absolutely cracker of a loco, is it not? I mean, that is just a thing of beauty. I'm going to hook that up again like that, because that is just really lovely. Yeah, that's really beautiful, isn't it? I cannot grumble with that. I'm just going to turn it around the other way, just to show you the other side. There isn't much to see. It's exactly the same as the other side, only it's a different angle. But I want to give you your value for money at home. So there we go. Just connect that up. And you can see there, it does make a small difference by having that footplate door there, but not an awful lot. To be quite honest, technically there should be another little door there on the tender side, because the idea is there's a pair. So they should really go across so they meet in the middle. So there's a little bit more of an enclosed space there. But it doesn't matter an awful lot, to be quite honest. And I will end up sourcing one of those replacement little footplate doors at some point. I know I can get one somewhere. It's not a biggie. It's not a massive problem. The main issue is the paint finish. The loco in general is in immaculate condition. Mechanically, she is very good. I've given her a lubrication. I've given her the top shed treatment this morning. Top shed treatment. What is top shed treatment? Well, top shed treatment on my railway is a thorough lubrication, clean, back checking the wheel edges back to back, mechanically checking over the loco and making every single piece on that engine works perfectly. So it's been given the top shed treatment this morning. Wheels clean, pickup clean, axles checked, back to back checked, rims checked for any looseness, any binding. Everything mechanically on this locomotive has passed. So there we go. So she's a good one. So a little bit of history about this particular loco. So if you need to go and get a cup of tea or coffee, you can do now. So if you pause this video, I'll come back shortly and we'll go into detail about a little bit of history of this particular train service or this locomotive, and we'll have a look at the rolling stock that comes with the pack. So stay tuned and see you after the break. So you can see here, really these wheels were absolutely filthy and grubby, and I gave them a quick buff up with some lighter fluid and a cotton bud. And here are the offending dirty cotton buds after. Show you how much crap that came off the wheels, was unbelievable. And here's how the wheels look now after a good clean and a bit of TLC. Okay, welcome back to the next bit. So hopefully we can get on and show you the rest of the set. So let's get on and show you the rolling stock that comes with the actual Silver Jubilee set. So I'm just gonna take this tissue paper off. And there's these lovely coaches. Look at these. These are absolutely stunning. Again, finished in the same colour as Quicksilver. These are, believe it or not, these are Midland coaches, but they're done in these lovely L&ER, as you can see there in the camera. These L&ER Silver Jubilee specially designed and commissioned coaches by Sir Nigel Gresley at the time, and also by Hornby to represent the set as it was between 1935 to 1939. And you've got coach number A there at the back there, the word L&ER beautifully applied, and the Silver Jubilee name board on the side of the coaches there, and this lovely, really sharp, crisp silver and grey finish there. And the bogies and the chassis are done in this lovely grey finish, which is absolutely fantastic. Beautiful. And as you can see, that looks the part, doesn't it, when it matches up to that. So we've got these coaches. As you can see, the gangways there, nothing really special, but nicely picked out in black, together with the buffers, the couplings, everything on there is really lovely. I like the fact that these window slides to obviously open and close the windows in the carriage itself in model form are picked out in silver, which really does make it pop. Around the window frame there, they're painted with a separate border of silver colour, along with the band of silver that runs along the top there of the window ledge, which is fantastic. It's highlighted on the door there, and the car number or carriage number. I sound American there. The carriage number is, I think it's 1581. I can make that out. And again, that's that lovely typeset used by the L&ER back in the day, and also replicated very well by Hornby. As you can see, the wheels underneath are in spotless condition. These have never been run. And as you can see, the underside, the chassis is in mint condition. A little bit of polystyrene there. That's those white bits you can see. Just took it out the tray. But yeah, so you get one of those. I'll put the tissue paper over here. Let's bring the next one out. And what have we got here? This is the composite. This is the standard coach. Again, the same finish. This one's G. So we had, if you look over there off shot, we've got A. This is G, and it's number 3 on the end there. And the car, I nearly said car number again. I keep on saying that. That's the underground for you. We're talking about car numbers. But yeah, carriage. This coach number is, this one's different. It's 1586. The other one was 1581, so that's nice. And I can make out the blue. If you can see that on the camera at home, I'm not sure if you can pick it up, but there's like a dark royal blue paintwork inside the partition there that separates the different compartments. Again, the silver Jubilee name board on the side, picked out in royal blue with silver, lovely. And this continuation of the paintwork that just runs all the way down the carriage again. Absolutely stunning condition. Really happy with that. Underneath there, as we can see, that's lovely. Yep. So there's number 2. And I wonder what is in coach number 3. Well, we've got another G coach, which is 1586. It's exactly identical as it is to the previous one I've just shown you there. Exactly the same. As you can see, that's in immaculate condition. It's a lovely thing. And when that's all hooked up and coupled up, should I say, behind Quicksilver, that will look an absolutely stunning set. Right, okay, so as mentioned, it was a 3-car set, i.e. Quicksilver and 3 coaches, but now it's turned into a 4-car, because this is literally just coming in the post as I'm doing these takes and these filming clips. So we'll take this out of the box. So this is a first. It's either going to be very good or it might be damaged, but it hopefully it'll be in good condition. So if we chuck aside all that paper, we take that out, what's in there? Just loads of packaging. Okay, we'll get rid of that. We'll turn that over out the way. So let me just take all this off and I'll show you what's inside. Right, so here we go. Here's the coach out of the box, and as you can see, first off the bat, the paintwork is in extremely immaculate good condition, excellent condition actually. It's coach A, which is the brake third, exactly identical to the other brake third in the set, but this is the additional brake third now, so this makes it up to a 4-car train, which makes it a half decent length. As you can see, the paintwork, as mentioned, is very, very good. It's the same car number on the side there. I keep saying that. Carriage number is the same as the one before for the A carriage. The silver Jubilee headboard is on the side there, which looks very eye-catching. And again, it's in very, very good condition. The only thing is that basically underneath, I think it will need the top shed treatment because the wheels are a little bit mucky. If we look there, yeah, they need a little bit of cleaning up there. I think definitely they need a little bit of attention. Nothing a cotton bud and a lighter fluid will sort out. That's not a problem. Give it the top shed treatment and we'll get that sorted out. But what I do like, guys, about this coach, it saved me a job because with the actual set, if we bring this over into shot a minute, this is the empty tray. It comes with some little detail packs that you can separately fit yourself. And my example here has got the end gangway plate, which is, if I can get it out, excuse me, is in here. And it says the Silver Jubilee. It's a metal brass cast plate. I think it's a metal. It's definitely a metal of some sort. But anyway, that goes on the end gangway of your last carriage on your train to complete that, to make it look authentic. And over here, the second detail pack consists of a single wheel that if you want to replace the wheel underneath the driver's cab below on the rear truck, you can have a flanged wheel as opposed to a flanged-less wheel. I'm going to leave that in the bag. I'm not going to use mine. You've also got some cylinder cocks there and a vacuum pipe to fit, and some nice little detail that's going to go on my Quicksilver loco when I get round to it. So that's that. But what I want to share with you is just how impressive that's all going to look once it's all coupled in formation. That will look absolutely stunning. Footplate door or not, that will still look a very impressive running model when it gets going. As mentioned, everything has been tested mechanically now. So all we'll do, this is a simple little 5-minute job. We'll clean the wheels up on that. But there we go. So a brief history of the Silverlink Jubilee. What was the Silverlink Jubilee? Well, for those of you that don't know or never heard of it before, or to a younger audience, the Silver Jubilee was the first ever express service operated by the London North Eastern Railway between 1935 to 1939, before the outbreak of the Second World War. And it was a trial experimental fast service between King's Cross to Newcastle. And Sir Nigel Gresley was given the task of designing a locomotive that could haul a passenger train non-stop, a bit like the Flying Scotsman, one of his other engines, but something that could go really fast and really run an impressive prestige service in time for the King's coronation. So what the LNER came up with was one of these, the Gresley A4s, and again a very slender, streamlined machine. And the service ran, as mentioned, between King's Cross up to Newcastle. Now, there's a little bit of a story about this service, because Nigel Gresley, although he was told that it's going to be an express service and it's going to look nice with the silver coaches and silver loco to match the coronation, hence the Silver Jubilee Prestige service, what he wasn't told was that the loco was doing 101 miles an hour. It was recorded and clocked at 101. And the LNER top management said, do you think we can definitely beat the LMS in terms of speed? What do you think? And Nigel Gresley thought, well, you know what? I was thinking the same thing. Let's see if we can't do that. So he just turned around to his top management and said, let's see if we can beat the LMS, the London Midland Scottish Railway, with one of our locos and see what she'll do. And they didn't really tell the driver at the time what was going on, so he didn't really achieve the full maximum potential of one of the silver A4s. But later on, a couple of years later, on the 3rd of July 1938, Mallard, an exact same A4, which is famous, broke the record for 126 miles an hour. Just for a few seconds, it peaked for 126. And it really did break the world record today still. You think about when they brought the HST out in 1977, I think. It was the world's first railway service to do 126 miles an hour, or 125 miles an hour, should I say, before, back in the generation of steam, when it was Mallard. So the interesting fact is this was a very prestigious streamlined service out of King's Cross. So back in the day, this must have looked something pulling out of King's Cross. There is really good footage on YouTube, hither and thither, black and white footage of the Silver Link pulling out of King's Cross on its trial run. And you'll see these coaches. One of the interesting things, though, about these coaches is they haven't modelled. But again, if you really was into modelling it correctly, for example, when these coaches are coupled up like so, they look good. But the Silverlink service actually had an articulated bogie that Gresley designed that fitted in between coach and coach. So it was one pivotal bogie in between the middle. And there was also these sound baffles that were fitted over the bogies, these large rectangle balls that fitted over the wheels, not only to make it look different, but I think to dampen the sound, but they were taken off because they looked a little bit silly. I think they weren't very good. But as a model set, that is going to look very impressive on my railway, in anybody's railway if you own one of these or would like to get one. I'd say mine is in excellent condition to mint. It's just a big shame about that footplate door on the driver's side being missing, but again, hopefully I will try and source that and get that fitted up. But in the meantime, guys, there is my silver Jubilee set. I hope you enjoyed the video today, and I'm rather pleased now that I have a 4-car set so we can make that look impressive. So that's all from me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and do stay tuned obviously for the inaugural run on my railway, which will be soon, and I hope that you enjoy that one. Anyway, in the meantime, I'll see you soon with another little idea or a little project or something of interest for the railway, and I'll see you soon in the next one. You take care, thanks for watching, and goodbye now.